Good morning, everybody. All right, waiting for the systems to all come online and go live. We'll give everybody a few minutes to come onto the stream because I know that YouTube does take a few minutes to send out the notification and telling people that I am live. So I'm going to mute myself, put on a song. I really should find another one and update this. Um, so apologies if you've heard this one before.
I'm not a joyride, a hit and run. I thought I loved you and you thought I was fun. I'm moving on down the road. Watch me as I go, watch me as I go. Should I look both ways before you cross me, baby? 'Cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on. I'm moving on, hey, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way, best of luck. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I got a new love, he runs for miles. 67 fastback, oh, it's just my style. We're headed down the road. Just enjoy the show, watch me as I go. Should've looked both ways before you cross me, baby, 'cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on. I'm moving on, hey, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way, best of luck. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving moving on. Should've looked both ways before you cross me, baby, 'cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on, hey, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way, best of luck.
All right, that's enough of that. It's 10 after. Let's get started here. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Welcome back to Tech for Work, where I discuss the things that I find interesting in the tech and business world this week. My name is Jesse Nolan. I'm your host and the founder of Tab Geeks. Might be a shorter show this week since I took all of my prep time editing my U7 Lite video, which will hopefully be up later today. Yes, of course, I do have the U7 Lite, and I have all of the new gear that they just announced, and I've been testing and playing around with it. And yesterday, I went to finish filming the video for this. This is a $100 access point, folks. It's Wi-Fi 7. No, it's not 6 gigahertz. Yes, you can still get 4 gig per second out of it. It's amazing. I was in my test getting 1500 down. I only have a 2 gig line here at the studio, and it's been great. So keep an eye out. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe, or you're subscribed with the bell notification on, whatever the terminology is there over on YouTube, so that you get the video of this. That's whoops, sorry, whacked the mic. That's on the Tab Geeks YouTube channel, and yeah, that's where I put all of my full long form videos. This podcast goes out on the podcast networks as well. Um, and then, of course, I'm also on posting stuff on social networks and, X and LinkedIn and so on. Speaking of LinkedIn, still haven't fixed the problem with Riverside not streaming live on LinkedIn. So I'm going to have to just post the link to the video over there. That's up on YouTube. And sorry about that for the folks that prefer to watch this on LinkedIn, although I'm not sure there are any of you. I know there are some over on X and there are some over on YouTube. So thanks to everybody who comes on and watches this live and listens live. And thanks to all of you who attend after the fact and play it from the recording. Yes, I am not muted. That's great. Just double checking that. Okay. Also announced this week is the U7 in-wall. I don't have that with me in front of me because I deployed it as part of my video. So go on to the YouTube channel and take a look at that. It is a also Wi-Fi 7, no, not 6 gigahertz access points and limitations, but it does have a 2.5 gig NIC in the bottom two ports. One of them is PoE, so that's nice. Go and check that out over on the channel. Speaking of Ubiquiti, some gear has been leaking over at a world conference called Mobile World Conference that is in Barcelona every single year, and Ubiquiti has a booth over there. And there's not a lot that I can say about this, but I can share my screen. I know what you know at this point, and let me just share this PC Mag article with all of you. Looks like they have some things that are being seen in the wild right now. This is unannounced gear. Like I said, this is the first time I'm seeing it. I'm very excited about what I'm seeing, and hey, this is it's out there, so people are in person at Mobile World Conference, and they are showing off what looks to be what they're saying here in the article, in the PC Mag article, is some next generation Wi-Fi 7 access points. Looks very sleek, very nice. The U7 in-wall we already have and did a video on. The Unified Dream Router 5G. Don't know what that is, but I very, very much want to get my hands on it because I've been begging Ubiquiti to go 5G for a very long time now. So I'm very excited to see what they've got here. I don't know what the difference is between these, a 5G Link and a Dream Router. I'm guessing the Dream Router is an all-in-one that also has 5G, which would be epic for setups that are out in the middle of nowhere that have cellular but don't have other terrestrial local internet setups, or even some homes that are using something like the T-Mobile or Verizon home internet, which I have used and tested over the last couple of years as they've rolled those out. And that's a great option for folks that have like Spectrum or Cox and they don't have the ability to get great speeds, especially in the older buildings and apartment complexes and things like that. So I'm very excited to see these. And if you want the full details of what they're sharing here in the article, go and take a look. I will, of course, update the show notes with the information here. But some sleek looking new hardware from Ubiquiti is leaking over in Barcelona. I mean, it's not leaking because it's live. They're in person. This is Ubiquiti's booth, but it's previously unannounced. So take that with a grain of salt. Until it's released, it's not fully finished or official, but it's there in person, so that's pretty exciting. And some other things to show off that I'm working on here. I have a new book to add to the shelf behind me. This is Alice and Bob Learn Secure Coding. This is by a friend of the channel, Tanya Janka, who I have interviewed in the past for her previous book, Alice and Bob Learn to Code, if I'm not mistaken, or application secure applications. I don't remember exactly the title of it, but it's thick but not too bad, and she presents it in a way that is clean and straightforward, and has some diagrams and cartoons and whatnot. But for the most part is just well written, and I'm going to be doing a full one-on-one interview with her. That will be a video that will be released. It won't be a live show coming up soon. I'm also going to be doing a video with somebody from the Google certifications team. If you haven't heard, Google Cloud is doing a certification push. So they're currently offering 50% off on the cost of getting certified. Essentially, all of the Google Cloud certifications are included in this. I believe you can use this up to twice, and that includes if you wanted to use it to retake the same test in the event that you did not pass. There is a whole blog post over on the Google Cloud blog, and essentially, they have research that shows that certifications really, really do make a difference here, and they are trying to help out with that, and it makes a difference as far as you knowing what you're talking about and your employers knowing what you're talking about, and even as far as getting hired out of the gate. So some good information in here, some good data on the different certifications and the research that they did behind them, and some of the brand new certifications that they have, or the relatively new ones: Associate Data Practitioner Certification, Associate Google Workspace Administrator Certification, and Professional Cloud Cloud Architect certification renewal. All of those are also included in this, and like I said, it is 50% off. So go ahead, get certified. If you are going to be attending Google Next and you are certified, you'll get to come and hang out with folks like me in the Champions Innovators Certifications Lounge, and that's a special roped off area with extra sessions and chats. And last year we got our own coffee station, which was pretty cool. It wasn't as good as the cappuccino station that they had in the what other area was it? I'm trying to remember. I'll have to go back and review my videos from last year as I start putting together my know before you go Google Next video. But coffee is important when you're at a conference and you're operating on very little sleep and so on. So if you do pass this, or if you are already certified, then you can definitely come and join us in that certifications lounge. Another thing that I wanted to highlight while I'm talking about Google Next is that I have an even better discount code than I posted earlier. This one is the return to the early bird price, I believe, of $799. And this is when you use the code 799 champion. That's all capital letters. So all capital letters, 799 champion gets you that $799 price for registering for Google Next. I don't have any other discounts or information that is better than that. That's the best price I got. I did have another one that was for $999. This is obviously better than that. So go and register if you haven't yet already. Back to some of the other Ubiquiti stuff that I forgot to mention. I have in the studio the what is this? The UC Cast Pro, which I very much want to get up on the Tele TV in front of me. But it also occurred to me that I've got a 27-inch monitor off to the right that I use for like communications and media. So I've got my Google Chat on here, 2 different accounts, Google Chat. I've got my WhatsApp, my Discord, my I don't know what else is on here, reminders, task management, Slack, as well as Spotify, media, etc. And it occurs to me that it would just be a better form factor if it were up in front of me on the big screen. So now I need to find a good 4K HDMI switcher that I can mount on my desk and easily switch between the using it as an external monitor as well as the Cast Pro here, so that I can put stuff up on the screen when I am doing recordings and want to be able to show off what it is that I'm recording, or put on some kind of a dedicated background, etc. Or I could, or the third thing that I want to put on there is the Google TV that I have on there, because I watch YouTube TV on it. I watch all the YouTube videos on it. And I also really like the screensavers that are on there. The Google TV screensavers are just awesome. So is the Apple TV screensavers. I'm a big fan of those, the slow motion film videos of those. So that's some pretty good stuff there. And I need to find a what do they call it? I guess a switcher. I was thinking KVM, but KVM probably isn't the right word for it. But some kind of an HDMI switcher that will allow me to quickly switch in between all of those for the evolving roles of the studio here. So, all right. What else do we got going on here? I talked about the certifications and Google Next, and yeah. Okay, moving on. One last thing here on the Google side of things, and I will be coming out with a update to Google Workspace. I'm going to start doing a monthly dedicated video for that, I think, because there's a lot going on there, and I want to be able to include more information in that than I do in just the individual live shows, and so that'll be an easier way to do that, I think. I was just going to do shorts, but I think it deserves a little bit more attention than shorts. But the last thing on the Google stuff is Laura Mae Martin, who is the best-selling author of Uptime. She's Google's productivity expert. She has a couple of things in a column here that are the 3 ways to beat procrastination from Google's productivity expert. And she has a because you asked series over on the Google Cloud blog. And here I'm sharing it up on the screen, and I will include a link to it on what do you call it, in the show notes here. But they have other recommendations, such as how Google Calendar can help boost your productivity, how to create a workflow dashboard with Gmail, balancing productivity and well-being, rethinking how you work, the importance of downtime, and beating procrastination. So some good stuff in there, as well as some bonus posts and whatnot. And that's pretty much all that I have to say on that. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen there. And I I think that is pretty much everything that I had to talk about on the normal front. One last thing I wanted to mention, like I said, it's gonna be a short show. One last thing I wanted to mention is on the space business side of things, Firefly, a company that nearly imploded and nearly crashed and burned, and had a scandal with their founders and declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy at one point, has clawed their way back from the brink and landed a lander on the moon, which is very exciting because we had in Intuitive Machines, I think it was, Innovative Machines. They launched and landed a lander on the moon. Unfortunately, it fell over. This was about a year ago. Their next lander is en route and should be landing, I think, sometime this week or next. But Firefly beat them to the punch and landed on the moon. This is a really interesting mission from a business point of view and a space point of view, because the communications and the infrastructure for the satellite and for the lander and for the equipment was made by and maintained and operated by a space company called Rocket Lab, of which I'm a big fan. But the satellite was too big, or sorry, not the satellite. The lander was too big to fly on Firefly's rockets, so it went on a ride share on a SpaceX Falcon 9. So now you've got two rocket launch companies that are working together to get this thing into space, and then Firefly obviously built the rest of the hardware as well to get it out there. The innovative machines. Let me look that up. Innovative machines. Is that them? Yes, Innovative Machines. And they are apparently out of Houston. And what's interesting about their next lander, which is going to be landing, like I said, I believe this week or next, they have worked with Nokia to put a cell phone transmitter on a cellular transmitter on their lander and on their rover, because their goal here is to become basically the cell phone provider, the comms provider in space on the moon. And so what's going to happen here is it's a Nokia modem that can broadcast cellular signal, and then anybody else can build their rovers and whatever tech they're going to go and put on the moon and throw at the moon, to be able to broadcast just on that cellular network. And then Intuitive Machines will handle the sending the signal back and forth to Earth, and that makes things a lot easier and cheaper for a lot of companies that don't have necessarily the infrastructure and the the experience to be able to build a communications relay back to Earth. And also gives a lot more flexibility, because oftentimes the communications relay will stay in one place, whereas rovers are going to be moving around. You want to be able to have a network that they can connect to and communicate over, and have that kind of continuous, continuous communication, even if it's from one device or one rover, lander, etc., to another. So a lot of big, amazing progress being made in this area, and I'm really excited to see that continuing, and going to be continuing to pay attention on that as time goes on. That's pretty much what I have here for all of you. I'm sorry I didn't prepare further. I am going to go and post my U7 Lite review video, though, so expect that to be up in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and I will give you all time back in your day. This is a really short show, and I fully expect to be back next week with a much bigger, much longer show. There's a lot of things going on this week that I can't quite yet talk about, so if they all do come to pass and get announced, then next week's show will be another monster, another banger episode. So stay tuned for that. Thank you to all who listen, and to all the new folks who listen, because last week's show had a record 400 people listening to it on YouTube alone, as well as more on the other platforms. So thank you to all who are new to the show. Normally they're longer than this, and in the future will be longer than this, but like I said, this one was a bit of a short one. So have a great week, and I will see you all next time on Tech for Work.